eggs. So my days off are so weird because it's noon and I feel like I've done literally everything. I got ready, you know, Gabby had breakfast. I went to Target and I got all of like the stuff that I needed. I just needed random stuff like more diapers, cotton pads, things like that. And all of that was done. Oh, I went on a walk with Gabby too. Like, I feel like I've done everything that I needed to do today and it's only noon. So it was a productive morning. It was a productive and also very difficult morning because Gabby has not been napping. And so whenever she's not napping, my last resort is I need to take her on a walk and then she's gonna be really tired and take a nap when we come back. But this time around, I was like, okay, we're gonna do like a quick little walk around the neighborhood and then I'm gonna just take her to Target and she's gonna walk around there a little bit more too and be on the cart. She loves being like in the cart. And I was like, by the time we're home, she's gonna knock out. Well, it's literally like a less than 10-minute drive to Target and she knocked out in the car. And so I just stayed in the car for another 10 minutes, let her nap like a little 20-minute nap. And then I went to Target and it was great. She was so great. But now she's wide awake. She's wide awake, but also she is very content. And it's, what time is it? I'm gonna tell you the exact time. 12:17. I have not eaten. I was not hungry. I drank my mushroom coffee and that's all I've drank today other than water. And I'm just now getting hungry. I feel like I've gotten so used to not eating until 12 because at work my lunch break is not until 12 and I very rarely have breakfast unless they provide breakfast because I just can't be bothered to pack it. Which is not good because breakfast is good for you. You should eat something, but I just can never get myself to.
Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 to 7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." I bring up this verse because later on I read you all one of my favorite parables that speaks about the power of persistent prayer. Praying increases our faith, especially at times when we come to God asking for things that seem impossible. It's easy to stress and worry about things and then do nothing about it, but it takes faith to pray to God about what we are anxious for and then leave it in His hands. This is hard for us sometimes because as humans we want to be in control, but God tells us to let go of control and to simply trust in Him. So if you want to grow in your faith, pray about everything. In every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Then you will see how your faith will grow because you stop walking according to your own understanding and you start to learn what it is to be one with God, allowing Him to have full control and access in your life. The definition of faith in the dictionary is the complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So growing in your faith starts with something so simple: prayer.
guys, I want to read to you guys my favorite parable, or it's one of my favorites. It's hard to pick, you know, an ultimate favorite, because I feel like it depends on the season. You know, different parables are speaking to you, and when you're in a season where a certain parable is like really speaking to you, it's like, it feels like that's my favorite, you know. But I've noticed that time and time again, this parable has always like, I'm always just like, yes, like this is the one. When it comes to just my life and remembering the power of prayer, because I feel like it's easy for me to forget how powerful prayer is. The parable that I'm speaking about is the parable of the persistent widow. It's the one, it's in multiple books, but Luke chapter 18, the parable of the persistent widow. Oh, by the way, guys, I got my new Bible, as you guys saw in the little haul. Yeah, I like it. It's bigger than what I thought, but it's a good size. Anyways, okay, this is the parable. It says, "And he told them a parable to the effect that they ought always to pray and not lose heart. He said, in a certain city there was a judge who neither feared God nor respected man. And there was a widow in that city who kept coming to him and saying, 'Give me justice against my adversary.' For a while he refused, but afterward he said to himself, 'Though I neither fear God nor respect man, yet because this widow keeps bothering me, I will give her justice so that she will not beat me down by her continual coming.' And the Lord said, 'Hear what the unrighteous judge says. And will not God give justice to his elect who cry to him day and night? Will he delay long over them? I tell you, he will give justice to them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth?'" So this one, and then there's another one that is like similar to this effect. It's about the story of a man who goes to a friend because he has no food, and there's visitors that come to visit him, and it's late at night and he needs something to give them. So he goes to his neighbor and he's like knocking at the door, and then the point of it is like that person is not gonna come out and help you just because you're his friend. He's gonna come out and help you because you don't leave him alone. And then Jesus uses this idea to kind of like tell us, if these people that are unrighteous, you know, at the end of the day don't really care about you, are going to do this because you continue to ask, how much more will God do something if we're crying out to him day and night? And for me, that is like, I love it so much, because it reminds me like anything that I need, I go into prayer, I'm gonna receive a response. Even if it's not maybe the exact response that I wanted, but I'm gonna receive a response. Even if it may take a time, I'm gonna receive a response. And I've put this principle to the test time and time again, and I'm telling you, I've seen the hand of God work in my life way faster than I even expected. Of course, there are some prayers that like I'm still praying to see a response and it takes time, but also it's like, how persistent am I being for that in prayer? And if there's something that I want, or if there's something that I'm worried about, like these parables make me like ask myself, how persistent am I really being about that thing in prayer? Some of us like are dealing with certain things and we bring it up in prayer here and there, but we're not like persistent in prayer about it. Like every day I'm going to ask and cry out to God every single day until I receive a response. I'm not gonna lie, like oftentimes, you know, there's something that I'm worried about, something that I want, something that, you know, I want God to do something, or like something to happen. But if I'm honest with myself, I'm like, wait, I haven't been persistent in prayer about this. I need to be persistent in prayer. And for me, sometimes it would be the fact that, you know, there's other things to pray about. So that's why, you know, I don't bring it up every single time. Maybe sometimes I come into prayer and my heart is heavy and I kind of just want to talk about like how I'm feeling and just, Lord, help me. But then I'm like, wait, like I can't forget about those things that I want a response about. And so these parables, they remind me of that. So every time I read it, I'm like, I get like a reminder of like, hey, don't forget to be persistent in prayer about whatever thing that I want response for. Because every single time that I have been persistent in prayer, like I have not left God alone, and I've been bugging about something, I've gotten a response like way faster than I even thought I was gonna get a response. And it just goes to show like what Jesus is saying. It's like, how much more would a God who is just and who loves us give us what we're asking for? Give us justice, or give us an answer to a prayer that we have, or make a way for something that, you know, we've been like crying out about, you know? So yeah, that's one of my favorite parables, if not my favorite. Again, it depends the season, right? It depends what I'm going through. But this is the one that I always go back to, and I'm like, I gotta remember this. There's nothing that, you know, if I'm persistent in prayer about, then he will not answer. Again, his answer might not always be yes, but he's gonna answer, and I've seen him answer. So I always share that parable with like anybody who is dealing with something that I could tell is just a matter of like God is trying to expand their faith through prayer. Because praying constantly or consistently about something every single day until you get a response takes faith. You got to really believe that it's going to happen in order to be consistent, and it just stretches your faith because you're waiting on God. So yeah, some things in life, God is simply just trying to get us to have enough faith to pray consistently. The way that this widow had faith that unjust judge was going to give her justice, even though she knew that he was an unjust judge. He probably said no to her a bunch of times, or he probably told her like, leave me alone, no, get out of here, not now, whatever. He probably said that to her a bunch of times, and she kept coming by faith that if she just kept asking, that the unjust judge would give her justice. So that's the mindset. I'm like, this widow had faith. She had persistence to keep coming. And so I need to have that too when I'm asking God for something, because he's not an unjust judge. He's a just judge, and he's a loving father.